Super Fantasy Kingdom! A curious tale, really. The royal courier slipped this arcane key into my correspondence pile, right between a tax notice and an invitation to a goblin poetry recital. Which is another way of saying it was in my trash bin. Thus I have arrived fashionably late, but I'm glad I fished it out because this turns out to be a little gem. This is what the developer has to say. Rebuild your kingdom and explore a vibrant fantasy world in this roguelike city builder. Defeat hordes of monsters with a unique team of defenders as you harvest, build, mine, cook, brew and grow. But if your defenses fail, be prepared to watch it all burn. So, whether you wanted it or not, here's a slightly late review on the newly released Super Fantasy Kingdom, available on PC and console. I'm Lord Bara, this is a review. So I was gifted a review code and I've been playing this on PC and I've been having a good time. But let me immediately dart off topic for just a second, because anyone out there that's got a Steam Deck, like me, this game is way better on handheld. Honestly, a lot of modern games feel like they're designed with handhelds in mind, and Super Fantasy Kingdom is an ideal fit, it really is. It's rocking that retro pixel look, playing with the same colour palette as something like Super Mario World or Final Fantasy, which is a classic. I completed about 10 times growing up, I think. So it's got that visual vibe, and they lean into it hard, and it absolutely works. Gameplay wise, this is a roguelike tower defense city builder, something I didn't expect to enjoy, especially after bouncing off Becastled recently. But Super Fantasy Kingdom has that just one more turn, one more click energy to it. If you played Civilizations, you'll know what I mean. The runs are quick, low effort, and satisfying. And I've already caught myself firing up a new game, saying to myself, I could do better next time. Plus, I can definitely imagine taking this somewhere on a long trip on handheld, because I don't play while I'm on the commode, and anybody that disagrees is banned from the comments. But this is ideal for portable gaming, and the game loop itself is genuinely fun and mostly intuitive. What you're seeing right now is genuine, unedited, raw gameplay, no cuts, no messing around with it. This is the game. There's more depth here than you'd expect. Controls are snappy and simple, the mechanics feel instantly familiar to anyone who's ever played a city builder, and the resource chains make sense, while adding their own little twists. For example, your stone cutter can be upgraded to build stone roads, which unlock housing upgrades, but the range and the workload are limited by the amount of workers that are employed there. So there's a soft layer of min-maxing baked in, and it works. And it's surprisingly satisfying. It's absolutely not a city builder, but it's got the elements. The world map is huge, way bigger than I expected, and I've barely scratched it. You'll find NPCs scattered around offering quests or asking to join your kingdom, or you can employ them. And honestly, the whole quest and storyline layer is something I found genuinely unique for this genre. Don't get me wrong, it's not groundbreaking narrative by any stretch of the imagination, but that's not what Super Fantasy Kingdom is trying to be. It's more like 90s JRPG flavour, just fun, light-hearted, a bit goofy, and full of that nostalgic charm. So when it comes to narrative, think that taunting Koopa message from Super Mario World when you defeat him at the end of a castle run. It's that kind of energy. But the core of the game, the thing that everything gravitates around, is the tower defense system. In a nutshell, there's a day-night cycle. During the day, your defenders fight while you're off gathering resources and building. At night, if they survive through the day, you feed them and you prep them for the next day in the tavern. So it's almost as if you've got two opportunities to fail. On one hand, you could have picked poorly when it comes to your heroes or your defenses, and you end up losing the fight, or you don't quite watch what's going on and then you get overwhelmed, something like that. Because at that same time, you're also having to think about what resources you might want to gather, and so you need to make sure you've got enough food to feed them at the end of the day, and that they're going to be happy, so you've built the right kinds of things for them in order to keep them happy. And this all gets calculated at the end of the day. So it's a little bit of a juggling act, but at no point does it ever feel overwhelming. But they're essentially giving you 2 opportunities to fail. And fail you will, because remember, this, after all, is a roguelike. Failure is baked in. So you'll pick up rewards or pick up new skills or abilities that your heroes, you'll even pick up new heroes, in fact, at the beginning, and you'll be able to carry those things that you've picked up or learned and use them as a starting point for your next run. I mean, anyone that's played a roguelike can roll their eyes at the way I butchered that description, but you know what I'm saying. The defense itself works as an auto battler, so if that style isn't your thing, you might feel like you don't have quite enough control over the units. There is a little bit of control, but it's very, very limited. It's more about how you set them up in the beginning. But if you are into this kind of hybrid system, it's engaging enough, I would say, to pull you back in run after run. It certainly hit me, which is exactly what a roguelike should do, right? All in all, I liked it. I liked it a lot. And once I moved it over to Handheld, I found myself properly absorbed. I liked it even more. It's charming, quick, surprisingly deep, but you're not going to get overwhelmed. And it carries that early 90s retro vibe really well. So what do you think? Is this your kind of thing? Let me know in the comments. But that's all I've got time for, so I'll just say, if you have been, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these kinds of reviews, or if you want to support the channel, you can always join as a member by following the member link in the description.